first time Timate is going to introduce you with an animal right activist, you can say, noted filmmaker on wildlife, and she hails from Scandinavian countries, and she hails from Germany, and she has traveled across the north, especially in the Upper Assam and Middle Assam, in Karbi Anglong, Golaghat, Kaziranga, and she has experienced how the man-elephant conflicts comes up in those areas. So we'd like to have few words how she has get out experience in Karbi Anglong district, in Naga Hill areas, Tiru Hill areas, how she has witnessed the man-elephant conflict on those areas. So her name is Brigitte Koneski, and she is basically a filmmaker. She is an activist, and her prima facie concentration is elephant. So welcome to Time It, ma'am. So my first question to you, how you have witnessed the man-elephant conflict in Northeast, particularly in Assam?
As a big disaster, to be quite honest. In Assam, we have a disaster status #1 regarding encroachment and infringement and human-elephant conflict. We have about estimated 3,600 square kilometers of encroached land. Since I have seen the land, I feel that this number is even too small, according to what's happening. The situation is pretty bad, quite honestly, because the elephant is a migrational animal. It goes from one forest patch to another, and it has to cross all the linear development done by humans, and this is very dangerous for them. Be it a railroad, be it train tracks, be it highways. They have to cross over, and then what they find on the other side is not another forest patch. It's very likely a settlement of people. So that is the major problem, that these corridors are not clearly excuse me, they are not clearly marked. They all should be registered by the government and protected by the government. There also should be a buffer zone attached to the corridors, so there is a non-development issue which should be followed, and so on. So I went on broad now. So yeah.
So outside India, particularly, what kind of protection people give for animals and all, especially elephant corridors outside India? So in European countries, in other parts of Asia, did you experience some kind of protection given by the concerned authority for the elephants, especially in terms of elephant corridor and all?
See, there is an international community, meanwhile worldwide, which cares about the elephant as a species. The knowledge about elephant corridor is very small, I have to admit, because people are focused, #1, on the African elephant, not so much on the Indian. That's one thing, on the Asian elephant. And the African elephant, of course, has a lot more. I don't know what it is. It's a different situation there. We have to deal with cartels, with poaching, a lot of poaching and killing of herds, and ivory is of course the major issue. So that's all Africa. India is a completely different setup. So most of the people do not even understand what we're dealing with here, unfortunately. So the corridor issue is a big topic, because entire India few centuries back was an entire jungle, and the development of settlements is just basically in the jungle. And let's get together makes a small village, get more together makes a small town, and it keeps growing like this. So there is no seriously protection, besides the implementation, what the orders of that the government is giving and the Supreme Court is giving, but most of them are not implemented. So there is not really something that is an order and it is followed.
See, about poaching, I'm now asking about the poaching. So you told me that poaching is going on in Africa and all, because that is one of the core issues, poaching of elephants. So what kind of poaching they do, and what is the purpose of this poaching? How do they start the illegal trade with the animal, apart from ivory and all? Which are the major countries in Asia, which are the major countries in Europe and Africa where the poaching is directly involved?
As a poaching is in Africa, in Europe we don't have wild elephants, as you know. We don't have these issues. We might have. I'm not even familiar with this since I'm so much in India. We might have. We do have actually national parks and forests, and they are very well protected, and numbers of animals are counted, and they are all, controlled in a sense. What can I say? And Africa, it is Kenya, it's Botswana, it's Tanzania, it's Mozambique, it's what's out there? Nigeria. Whatever you have elephants, there is poaching. Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. How they have killed the animal? Only by using bullets, or they use some kind of traditional traps?
In Africa, actually, this is not my specific zone, but in Africa, of course, there is a whole chain of people involved. For example, villagers make their money with it because they're very poor, they have nothing. And they poach with a spear and a spear poison that kills the animal on a very slow pace. That takes 2 weeks until the animal dies. And then it's like, it's a very, very dry country, so you can see that they just hit the animal with the arrow. The animal dies, keeps walking with the arrow in his body, and dies very slowly. Once it's dead, it takes maybe 3, maybe 5 days, 4 days, until the teeth fall out, because it's so dry. So, and then the aerial animals, the birds, will eat up the carcass. So the teeth just fall out, and they go ahead and collect the teeth. That's one way of killing. The other is that they go ahead and just take the axe and shoot the animal and just axe the teeth out. Yeah, which is horrible.
It's quite common.
Yeah, it is horrible, yeah. Sometimes they have to run because the rangers are coming, and then the axe is still in the skull. So, because that's cost nothing.
The suits and
yeah, they shoot.
The suit, and then they make this ivory cut by the axe and all.
Yeah. They cut them out, no? Yeah. They cut the teeth out.
And now I'm coming to my Assam part. You have extensively traveled in Nagaland, Karbi Anglong, particularly Karbi Anglong, Nagaland, and I mean to say Golaghat district. Also the Kaziranga. You have seen in Kaziranga, inside the Kaziranga periphery, it is Intaki Animal Project area. That is adjacent to the Kaziranga. This is in the, you can say, in the buffer zone of Kaziranga. You have seen some crusher machines are there. So how you feel seeing this kind of pathetic condition, particularly in Assam?
I was a little distracted by a word that I didn't catch.
I mean to say, you have traveled in Kaziranga area, you went to the buffer zones. You have seen the crusher machines also, that the break. Yeah. So how you feel seeing those things at your first sight?
The Kaziranga Karbi Anglong Intanki project is 4,500 square kilometers migrational route from basically from Nepal through Kaziranga, Karbi Anglong Hills all the way down to Nagaland. And what I have seen in Kaziranga, adjoining Kaziranga, is the stone mining is going on, and this is a horrible thing. It's 84 plus square kilometers of destruction, and it's very hard to deal with because it's there is road cutting through the jungle. There is electricity cutting through the jungle where the elephants just too recently were killed by were electrocuted. So. This is a mafia. We were really endangered. The people, the mafia is patrolling the area, and they have, I bet, even children involved, who, because I couldn't see any adults in the beginning, so they have certainly children paid for a little bribe money and just to get the message, oh, there are foreigners coming, and then that kind of thing is going on. It's very dangerous.
Did you approach any government official seeking the reasons behind this kind of illicit activities?
Personally, regarding the mining issue, not, because I was with someone who is very, very familiar with this case. Since 15 years he's working on it, which is Apurva Balav Goswami. Excuse me. So he is spearheading on all these legal issues, which I could not even catch up with because it's simply too much back and forth and back and forth and forth of this and not getting anywhere, basically. But he's doing an excellent job, I really have to admit, and give him credits as much as he can get. He deserves it.
Do you want to condemn the government officials or the political people for allowing this kind of crusher machines to carry out their business inside the protected area? I mean to say in Taki Elephant Project area.
To carry out the business, I mean, the answer is very, very simple. Unfortunately, the conclusion is that these people must be corrupt. I have to say it, because there is no other way how this pro and contra could go on. I mean, there's no other way of having this mining happening, and it is no one acts against it. No one is there to conduct any kind of police guarding or survey or anything like this. No one stops it. Basically, no one stops it.
Do you have any plan to bring this issue to the international platform?
Well, I'm working on a film on man-elephant conflict, the HEC conflict, and. That is basically the film goes on these issues. So these issues will be addressed, yes.
So which is the actual platform you are going to address in coming days? Which is the actual platform you are going to address this problem?
The actual?
Platform, I would say.
A platform. Media, the film is dealing with media. My last film, Where the Elephant Sleeps, was also broadcasted here in India in national NDTV several times, and it has been screened all over the film festivals, and I'm running educational programs in Jaipur and other cities for educating school children and students with it. So the same will happen with the second film on elephant corridors and on the human-elephant conflicts. The film will be basically on Assam issues, Bengal, and maybe the South. I have to see how long it will be. So.
In Nambo forest. In Nambo forest, there is an area called Dilangsu. In Dilangsu, there is a coal mine area inside the forest area, and the extraction of coal is going on. I have come to know that you have visited this coal mines area in Nambo forest. So, do you think it is quite justified, the coal mines inside the forest area? I mean, it's a protected forest area.
Yeah. Excuse me for the stone quarries. Of course, there were Rajasthani people who are the mafia and doing that. The coal mining people, they're the same mafia, but I don't know if they're from Rajasthan. But it's the same thing. It's a close to 40 square kilometers big area encroached by these miners, and they are very well guarded. That's what I meant by the guarded, patrolled.
You have traveled a number forest area, and so far I have come to know. Number, yeah.
Number,
I'm asking about the number part. I'm asking your experience regarding the number.
The coal mining in Nambur, no? That's what you mean. Yeah, that's what I'm speaking about. So this area is about 40 square kilometers destroyed, coal mining. The same with the stone quarry. It's just they keep going as daily business. No one stops them. No one stops them. So everybody knows about it. The government knows. The forest departments know. So I don't need to finish the sentence. I mean, it's clear where it goes.
Yeah. We have come to know regarding this illegal coal mines and all. The FIR has been filed in Dolamora police station in Karbi Anglong, but the police department has refused to accept the FIR. So, do you want to bring those issues of Assam into the international platform?
Yes. Yes, definitely. It must be addressed. I mean, we are a global community, I feel, and even if it's not in front of my house door, sometimes it's even closer than things which are just happening right in front of me. I'm coming to India since 10 years, and it will definitely be addressed. Yes.
Because at the time the police superintendent, the police was Siva Prasad Ganjawala. He was the police superintendent at the time, and under his connivance, it is believed this kind of activities are going on. And Mr. Goswami has filed one FIR in Dolamara police station. It has been, and the police has refused to accept the FIR. So this is the common incident that generally happens in Assam. So I'm coming to some other part of our interview, that is, apart from elephant, I'm to say there are some other animals are also facing threat to their life, to their existence, like rhinos and all. Did you experience this kind of rhino poaching and all across the world, or in Assam or any part of India? Because rhinos are only in Assam and Nepal, particularly in this subcontinent.
Yeah, I know about rhino poaching, but I'm not very familiar with it because I'm so busy with the elephants that there's almost no room.
In particular, in countries like Myanmar or in Thailand, elephant is believed to be their traditional animal. So they worship the elephant like anything, and they tame the animal to bring to their house, and they worship also at the same time, even though they are the Buddhist country. So did you experience the attitude of Myanmar people or Thai people regarding the elephant?
In Thailand?
Yeah.
I have not been to Thailand. No. Neither Myanmar, no.
You are only confining to India and Assam and
Yeah, it takes a long time to make a film, and actually I have more projects running here, not just film projects, also educational projects and development projects and camp projects, if you want so, for captive elephants. I'm ambassador for captive elephants from the Fiapo. Of course, I've seen captive elephants here in Assam as well, but I have shot a big film where the elephant sleeps in Jaipur, and this is about captive elephants. And I also have shot another one, Elephant Kitchen, in Kerala, Tamil Nadu. Which is also about the captive elephants, but the tuskers. So I'm quite aware about the fact that captive elephants are suffering an enormous, painful life in general, because they are not kept well. They're basically anything and everything is wrong. The worship is wrong. The parading is wrong. The business that the Rajasthani, for example, make with the captive elephants is completely should be banned. We are fighting in front of the Supreme Court for that. So there are tons of issues for the captive elephants. These poor guys. I do food treatment also from my NGO. Yeah.
Now I am coming to the actual question. I was just confused what to ask and what not to ask. So what kind of sufferance you see with the captive animals, particularly the elephant?
It is not natural habitat like how they kept. They are kept on concrete floor. The concrete floor is very often shaped like this. So then the elephant goes swaying like back and forth, or it goes like that. So it's abrasion on their feet. Quite often they are dehydrated, they are not well nurtured, they suffer from malnutrition. A wild elephant eats about 60 different kinds of roots, plants, fruits, grasses, name it. It walks the entire day just in search for food and water. Captive elephant can't do that. Captive stands chained for parading, look pretty, look clean. It's all wrong. The elephant, the moment the sun comes out, they start dusting their back because it's a protection against the heat, the dust, and the insects as well. So they can't do anything of this because they are completely deprived of their natural behaviors. Anything, name it, is wrong. Anything. So it's very sad. I'm promoting actually a camp. I can do this right now here in Assam, which does excellent work, and we try to build up the camp with my organization as well. It's called Smiling Tusker Elephant Camp, and they're also collaborating with the Forest Department. And they have 3 elephants. One is just returned to its owner. Now they have 2, and another one, Bahadur, will come right now. And Bahadur is a little in a weak situation right now.
Where these camps you have held in Assam?
Where it's located?
Where you have held this camp in Assam? Which were the places where you held this camp in Assam?
This camp is in Manas National Park. Yeah, it's just adjoining the forest. And it's very and the model is excellent because when the owner, for example, cannot maintain the animal anymore, it needs a lot of fodder, food, it's care, walk. It's work. So and the owner gets sick. They're getting old. They have no money to maintain the elephant, etc., etc. Then they give the elephant to the camp. We try to convince them, give them to the camp. The camp will pay the mahout and the owner a monthly salary. So that is very unique in entire India, and it must be introduced in all kinds of camps because that is excellent. We just need to get the funds for that because the mahouts are the lowest on the low, and they have the highest job, in my opinion, because they are with the animals round the clock. With the elephants. That's what they're there for. So I'm also setting up a mahout school on this very camp in Smiling Tusker Camp as a startup because that camp is really doing excellent work, and I have selected already a mahout who will get the first award. It will be very unique in entire India, and we start here in Assam. So people, please be with us. That is very important what we are doing for your elephants. It's not my elephants. It's not even Assam heritage. It's world heritage. It's our last elephants that we take care of. So let's do it.
I mean to say, my question is now very clear, straight to you. What is your practical suggestion for minimizing the man-elephant conflict, particularly in Assam and particularly in the area where you have traveled?
Yeah, that is a big topic. And we have to approach that from all kinds of directions. One is, for sure, educating the villagers on this issue, that they do not agitate the herd when they're coming through their plantations, when they're coming through their villages. They just let them walk through quietly. They will not harm anything. Don't agitate the herds. Very, very important, number one. Two is that from the governmental side, of course, we need to ensure that these corridors are registered, they are maintained, that there is a buffer zone, as I mentioned in the very beginning, to the left and to the right of the corridor, so that there is a non-development zone inside the buffer zone. These kind of things need to be taken care of, definitely, when we speak about corridor. And it must be prohibited. I don't know what to prohibit in India, but it must be absolutely prohibited to settle in the forest. How else can you? I mean, there's no complaint once that's happening all over the place, and there's settlements and villages and stuff in the forest, and then the elephants, of course, they go smack through their migrational route. Yeah.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for your kind words, few words with us. And now I would like to ask one very personal question to you. That is, how you have experienced time 8, because we are extensively covering entire Northeast, and we have covered your few news items also at the same time when you traveled, and you are well versed with time 8, I know. So I want to know about your.
This were you guys.
Yeah.
This were you guys. Oh my God. Oh no, you guys are excellent. I mean, I was speaking to Apurva, and I just praised you through the roof. You were really doing wonderful work on this issue. So, thank you. Keep up the good work. It's really amazing what you guys did. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Now we had a few words with Ms. Brigitte Uttarakoneski. She has explained how she had encountered the problems in the Northeast, particularly in Assam, while she traveled across the elephant corridors, the jungles, and illegal coal mines, illegal stone quarries. She has experienced a lot. Of course, we have to conclude that she has taken a very odd picture, which should not have been in her mind, and it is good that what we are failed to control about ourselves, what we fail to convince ourselves that these things are bad to us. Now these things will, of course, go to the international arena, and I believe at least someone will knock at the door of the government power corridor to control or to ban this kind of illegal activities. Thank you to all of you for being with us from Time 8.